Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if we can get all of this to work properly. Here we go. I'm looking to go live on Instagram. I know sometimes it takes a minute. Let's see. Come on, Instagram. You can do it. If you can see me and hear me, please let me know, friends. I am hoping that everybody can see me and hear me. This is the awkward part of the live stream where we're trying to get all channels up and running. Okay, let's see if that works for Instagram. I'm going to share the live event here with, let's see, hopefully I'm live here on Restream. Let's see. Darn it. Very interesting. All right. I'm live on YouTube. Okay. If you can see me and hear me, please let me know. I see at least one person that can maybe see me here. Gonna go to the Facebook pages to see how things are looking. Oh, for Pete's sakes, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that it might be the internet here at the shop, although I think at least one person can see me on Facebook. Yeah, Janet. Instagram is acting glitchy. So then I might have my answer about streaming here at the shop. I might have to stream from home. Yep, it looks like. Okay, hold on here. Instagram might be working. Let me look here. It says it's sending my data. For Pete's sakes. I see Gina. Hey, Gina. Glad to see you there. If at least I'm live on the Facebook pages and YouTube for now, that's great. I'm going to share this in the Astro Lounge on Facebook, and then we could get started already. So, bummer. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Instagram doesn't want to go live. Anywho, okay, good morning. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Janet. Good to see everybody here so far. As I mentioned, I figured I would give it a shot here, and it looks like the internet's a little weird here at the shop. It doesn't want to connect all the things. So next week I will be going live from home, and then the week after I will not be going live. I don't plan on going live. I will be up in New York on Long Island. Hello, friends. Good to see all of you. How's everybody doing? Everybody kind of hanging in there? How's May treating you so far? Hopefully good. Doable, maybe, right? New month, new beginnings. Okay, so I'm gonna switch out of the Instagram page because it's not quite working. So how's May so far, my friends? Doing okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We'll see. A little nervous. Thank you, Gina. Thank you. So Gina says, love your podcast. Thank you. The intention is to continue to keep that going, and feel free to email me questions for the collective or questions that you may have about different things going on. And We'll see which one Spirit selects for that week. And Gina said her energy is amazing. That's great to hear. Hey, we want to have good energy, right? Hopefully, right, that our energy is nice and high, and we're vibrating at a frequency that feels good, that feels healthy. I do love the beginnings of new months because that way it's always that reset, and we get to start over. And I think we need that, from a new month, a new week, a new year, a new day, right? And then we have the moon cycles as well. So those resets are really important because then things kind of just drag out, don't they? All right. So I am going to share the link for this week's topic, which is about crystals. And I know quite a few of my friends here have mentioned in the shop and with email, they've been mentioning they want a crystal class. So I will schedule a crystal class eventually, but for now, we're just going to touch upon the different shapes of some of the crystals. So I'll share the link within here, and I'm just going to check in on some of the comments. So Joe says May is going well so far. It is going to be a crazy month, but in a good way. I think so too. I think a little up, a little down, a little here, a little there. But the grounded energy of Taurus is really wanting us to take that pause, to think about those longer term goals, as I've mentioned before, and to not rush too far ahead of ourselves. Very interesting because I did record the predictions for next week, and we know that with the passing of the Pope, that the cardinals will be going to into the conclave and going to elect a new Pope. And the first card, guess which card popped up as the first card for the card of the message of the week? So I'll wait a moment for you to share your thoughts on that. It's pretty cool. I was like, ooh, look at that. I know one of you will at least get it. So which card is the one that popped up for next week? Any thoughts? And in the meantime, I did share the link, so you can find the link for this week's material on the Mystical Moon Store blog. If you go to the website, sorry, I got all these things happening here, wires. To the top tab to the right, there's the tab for the blog, and you'll be able to find this material. Hopefully you're able, here's the link for us here, right? You should be able to click on that. It should take you to the material. I'm going to double check for you. Yep, we're all good. Okay. Yes. All right. So no thoughts on which card popped up first? Good morning, Maria. Good morning. I thought it's fine. It's not a test. All right, so I guess everybody's just like, I don't know. This is too early to be putting us on the spot. Joe says that the new energies are being anchored in May, so it is perfect with the Taurus. My guess would be the Tower or Wheel. It is a major arcana. Let's see if it's at the front of the deck here. I did kind of, you're going to get a sneak preview of which one. Oh, I have been shuffling, haven't I? High Priestess? Nope. Close. We're getting closer. In this deck that I'm using for May, the Marchetti Tarot. I bet you this is it. Yep, here we go. Nope. Close. Oh. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is the card that popped up for the first card for the messages for next week. So I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, that's cool. I love how there's that weaving of the messages and the energies when you work with tarot or oracle cards or any type of validation tool. Help us with connecting. So Spirit's like, yeah, we've got your backs. Yep, the Hierophant. Yep, that's the one. All right, my friends. So I'm going to move into this week's material about, this is about some crystal shapes. And Joe says, oh, that makes sense, right? It does, right? Pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about the power of crystal shapes. So crystals are more than are more than just beautiful, right? They're beautiful, just the different colors and feels and textures and the shimmer and the flash and all of that. They are sacred tools for transformation, healing, and spiritual connection. I may have mentioned this before, but crystals are used in different electronics, like clear quartz. Clear quartz has been used at the tip of acupuncture needles to help speed up the healing process. So crystals have been used for as conductors of energy, and in ancient civilizations, they used them for that as well. And there are some who use them for etheric practices, such as like etheric surgery, to help with strengthening your aura, and so on and so forth. So one of the most overlooked aspects of crystal work is the shape of the crystal. The form a crystal takes can influence how it directs, amplifies, and radiates energy. Now, yes, some of the shapes are modified, right? Some of them do not come out of the earth. They're not mined out of the earth like a perfect sphere. So they are tumbled and they are polished, some of them. There is, a lot of people will ask, does that change the energy of the crystal? I'm going to say that is a personal opinion that depends on the person that's working with that crystal. We all have different energy needs, belief systems. So there are some things we prefer. Some people prefer the raw crystals, which I didn't really grab too many raw crystals. Like this is a raw crystal here, and it's a natural point. So this one has not been polished. But so some people prefer the raw form, some prefer the polished form, some people prefer the different shapes, and they're used for many different things. And I'm just going to check in on some of my comments here. Good morning, Kaylee. Joe says quartz is in almost everything, including fuses. See, so they do have energy, they do have frequency, they are conductors of energy. That's right. At the Mystical Moon, we believe in working intentionally with the tools of the earth, whether you're manifesting abundance, seeking balance, or grounding your energy. Choosing the right crystal shape can help you align more deeply with your intentions. So in this blog, we're going to talk about the meanings and uses of popular crystals, offer suggestions for which stones best to work best in each form, and provide tips on how to select crystals that align with your path. Now, sometimes we're not able to acquire a certain shape or form. That doesn't mean you toss out like your whole intention, or you just like kind of nix it. It doesn't mean that you can improvise. Intention always is the most important aspect of working with anything, right? Whether it's lighting a candle, it's cleaning your house, you are infusing your energy upon it. So each crystal has its own natural vibration, but the way it's shaped can determine how the energy flows. Some shapes are meant to send energy outwards, others pull it in, and some are perfect for balance, healing, and focused intention. When selecting a crystal, the combination of stone type and shape plus your intention makes a big difference. For example, a rose quartz heart carries a different energy than a rose quartz sphere. One amplifies love in all directions, while the other may focus it directly into the heart space. So let's talk about some of the common crystal shapes and how to work with them. So we have the points, which is like this one. And there are many different types of points. Even like this. Apophyllite has a point too. I just started to go into the zone. Oh my gosh, has a point as well. So with the point, single terminated means it has one point. And I know some of these have price tags on them. I just grabbed them from the front. So the point, the direct point, it works direct energy with precision. So like a laser. These crystals are ideal for setting intentions, energy healing, and focusing your thoughts. So some of the suggested crystals to work with the single terminated point are clear quartz for amplification, citrine for manifestation, amethyst for spiritual insight. And what you can do with some of these is place the point inward to draw energy to you. If you want to have energy being sent out, to send energy out, use it in manifestation grids or to charge objects. So the one thing I didn't do is I was going to go to the internet and print some crystal grids like the flower of life or the Metatron's cube or a sigil like Archangel Michael's sigil. I don't know if I said the flower of life, or I might have. And maybe the octahedron, right? There's so octahedron. You know what I mean. There are different shapes that you can go to the internet or draw. And in our class last week, Tori talked about using her protractor, yeah, to because she was a geometry teacher, and to map out the different shapes and to make them exact. You could do that on your own, or you can go to the internet and print some grids out and have that as your focal point. It was an interesting class last week as she added that. I thought, oh yeah, I didn't have one. I haven't had one of those in a while, right? But you can do that as well. You can create your own grid. You can have something printed out. Some places you could buy a mat. Sometimes there are like wooden tiles that you can that are like wood burned and etched. You can work with those as well. Another crystal shape is, and you'll see here, oh no, I didn't grab one. Oh no, I did. All right. So some of these crystals out here in the shop, you're going to see that we have the little putty on the ends. That helps protect the points, because unfortunately, sometimes when people are shopping and looking, or we're cleaning, they accidentally get poked, right? And the tips break off. So this is a double terminated red moss agate. This is a red moss agate. So where are we at? Too many tabs. So the double terminated flows energy in both directions, ideal for balancing, chakra healing, this way or this way, connecting 2 points of energy. So some suggested crystals to work with are labradorite for intuitive connection, fluorite for mental clarity, smoky quartz for clearing blocks. This one is so cool. Oh my gosh, let me show you this. Can you see that? It's got like a little opening in there. Look at that. How beautiful that is. So cool. It's almost like it's a heart too. Do you see that? It's almost like a heart. Get distracted. Shiny objects, literally. So with the double terminated points, some uses are laying between 2 chakras or balance on your altar to link energies. So you can do that as well, linking energy. If you want to, so maybe also say you're like you're just feeling really off, and maybe you're stepping more into your masculine side, and you feel like I probably got to soften up some of this energy. People telling me I'm way too much these days. So maybe work with a double terminated pointed crystal, and that will help balance out some of the energies for your masculine with your feminine. Maybe you need to be grounded more, so anchoring, as above, so below. You can weave that energy within you, work with some crystal grids, place it around, or just meditate with something like this. And then we're going to talk about spheres. So this is a euparite sphere. So they radiate energy evenly in all directions, promote harmony, unity, and gentle pulse of energy in your space. So it's like a wah, 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 creating that energy up, down, all around. So some suggested crystals are selenite for cleansing, rose quartz for compassion, lepidolite for emotional balance, and the euparite for with its properties, with grounded and connectedness, healing energies as well. So some uses for your sphere or the ball, round crystals, are place them in the center of a crystal grid, meditation room, or simply for balancing energy. You could put them on a table, coffee table, or in a room. Say if you're having a hard time sleeping, a lepidolite sphere might be really nice. Say there's a high stressful environment, maybe a black tourmaline or a selenite. You may not want to add a clear quartz sphere in a really busy uh, really busy, chaotic atmosphere, because that's going to amplify it. So then we have pyramids. I'm going to check on my friends here. Everybody all good? Still doing okay, friends? All right. So we're going to talk about pyramids. Pyramids stabilize and amplify energy. They focus energy at the base, from the base up to the apex, making them excellent for manifestation, bringing up your intentions, and then grounding the energy in as well. So some suggested crystals to work with your pyramids are black tourmaline for protection, green aventurine for abundance, and tiger's eye for courage. So you can place a pyramid on a written intention in your sacred space or in your grid work for powerful focus. You can do that as well. So like even this apophyllite, it's wonderful. So I might even take like this, lie down, put it on my third eye, and then go for a really powerful journey in that way. So if you do something like that, you want to make sure that you ground yourself afterwards, because it's really going to expand you. This and the apophyllite is light. It's pure light. It's a high vibrational energy. So you can use like this little apophyllite tip and even put it on other chakras, right? Lying down, putting them on different places to help amplify your healing and bring light to those areas that are out of balance. So you could even, like this would be really, oh, here we go. Here's a heart. You can work with, like, say, this heart, and then as you're lying down, you might want to work with your putty. Place it on here to help you with amplifying that energy as well, right? To keep it in place. Say the heart energy, or say if you're wanting to work with clearing toxicity, say your throat chakra with your communication, just as I'm just so overwhelmed, or even like with your heart, broken heart too, you could bring that black tourmaline. You could put this apophyllite tip right on top, and that can help amplify that healing and the cleansing and the clearing, and helping you move through whatever heaviness you're working through. All right, so then we're going to talk about wands. They direct energy, they move energy. There are many different types of wands, right? So this could be a wand or a stick. And they can have a point. They don't have to have a point. Some do have points. Some are more like the natural wands, like the black kyanite, which I didn't grab one of those. It has like the spiky, ends with it. So a wand is something that you can hold in your hand. Some have points, some do not. They direct and move energy. They're great for healing, clearing, and intentional energy flow. So here are some suggested crystals. Selenite for aura cleansing. Like this wand is going to help you with cleansing your aura and sealing it up. Obsidian is good for cord cutting. So is your selenite. Kyanite, also good for cord cutting and chakra alignment. And so what you would do with these wands is sweep around the body and or auric field, direct energy during rituals or Reiki sessions, right? Helping with cleansing and clearing. The one thing I want to say is when you're working with crystals or using your hands with energy work is to, and I use an exaggerated movement, but you want to go slow, right? So if you are working on yourself or someone else, you want to have slow, deliberate movements. And when you're moving into someone's energy field, like the auric field, the chakras, you want to go nice and slow. You don't want to be abrupt, because that creates like because we can feel when someone is in our energy field, right? You can feel when someone's in your auric field. And when somebody's coming at you, like, or they're in your personal space, it's a lot, right? We can get overwhelmed, especially people who are highly sensitive empaths, who have that strong clairsentience gift. So just be mindful if you're working with someone else with Reiki or any type of any other energy work, human, pet, living thing, you want to go in gently and take your time with going in. As I mentioned, I went in kind of abruptly, but you want to go gently, right? So if I'm clearing out some stuff in the heart chakra, right, I might take this crystal, I might lay it on there, I might use it like as a magnet, to pull out energy. That selenite is wonderful for that. It will help with absorbing some discomfort in the body and help like release it. The beautiful thing about selenite is it never needs to be cleared. All right, we're going to move on to clusters. I have a celestite cluster. The price is not going to stay on this. So clusters are great for emanating energy in multiple directions. These natural formations support group energy and recharge other crystals. So some of the suggested crystals to work with are amethyst for spiritual elevation, apophyllite. Now this is not a cluster, but it's a point, but this is also that angelic connection. And quartz for purification and also amplification. So you can use a cluster and place it in a group setting, in a healing space, or near other crystals to keep the energy vibrant. Next, we're going to talk about hearts. They carry the vibration of love, emotional healing, and connection to the heart chakra. So some crystals to work with are rose quartz for self-love, rhodonite for emotional repair, and malachite for transformation. You can carry them close to the heart, place on the heart chakra during healing sessions, or use in self-love rituals. You carry it with you, right? You could do that too. You can also create a ritual where you have a heart crystal, a candle, a piece of paper with an intention, or maybe some oil. Write down the intention for yourself of maybe healing my heavy heart, asking spirit to help me with lifting some of the burdens that I've been carrying deep within my heart, and that are causing me grief and chaos and upset, to help me with moving through these challenges with love and light and the highest and best good of all. Then you write it on that paper, maybe seal it with some oil, get your candle, light the candle, and place a heart crystal right there on the paper within your ritual, your intention, and that amplifies that energy. All right, everybody still good here? Doing all right, friends? Looks like it. Okay, so the next shape is the cube. So cubes offer grounding and protection. They represent the four directions and elements. So this is more like a kind of like an anchoring and like putting you, some people talk about the protective bubble. This is the protective cube. And so some crystals to work with cubes are hematite for stability, pyrite for confidence, shungite for EMF protection. So what you can do with some of these cubes is place them in the four corners of your home or a meditation space for energetic stability if you're wanting to anchor in a certain frequency. And yes, you can place crystals on top of this as well. Next, I'm going to talk about palm stones, which I have my black tourmaline, or worry stones. So some have words on them, some do not, like this one does not. They're smooth, polished stones for calming and handheld use. So some of the crystals to work with are blue lace agate for soothing energy, howlite for stress relief, moonstone for emotional flow, or black tourmaline for grounding and clearing your energy field, and EMF protection. So you can hold the palm stone during meditation, carry it in your pocket or near your bed for nightly peace, or say if you have a very busy, active workplace, having one nearby can help as well. Now there's another one that I did not put on my in the blog, and that is the tower. This is so gorgeous. This is a sardonyx tower. So they have the point. They can stand. These are great for just about any space and multi-uses. You can use these in a grid, right? You can have other crystals pointing, have this in the center, have other crystals pointing towards it. And then we're pulling in the energy and we're anchoring it here on the other crystals that are pointing towards it or helping to amplify that intention. It's like working with a recipe for food, right? So these, you can put them on a grid and do grid work. You can put them on your altar. You can hold them during meditation. You could put them by your bed to have different frequencies. And these, as I mentioned, these towers they have so many different uses for you. And I did just add to the online store pyrite, the different towers, pyrite, hemimorphite, sardonyx, the phoenix stone, troilite. That's a hard one for me to say. I will be adding more today because I'm be adding more of the towers to the online store website. So they're wonderful to work with. Hey Liz, Liz says she can feel it, right? That isn't this one so cool? I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just love this one. And sardonyx is great for relationship, all types of relationships, relationship with ourselves, relationship with others. And you can even scry with these, right? Like this, or like even like the cluster. So scrying is where you hold an object and allow your gaze to soften and receive messages from the crystals. Like this one, there's like a journey. You could go inside, you could see clear down. This would be great for emotional connection and healing and getting to the root of different things. This one is you turn it and loosen your gaze. Wow. Like, look at that right there. Can you see that? That's natural. Like that rectangle. It's like a portal, not like it is a portal. All of these wavy, groovy lines reminding us of the flow, the up and the down. Okay, I'll let that be for now because I could go on a journey with this. But yes, so that's the tower. So let's talk about some of the intentions. So with crystal grids, and as I mentioned, you can map out and draw your own grid. You can work with sigils. You can print them off the internet as well. So I don't know if the light just get brighter or maybe just because I looked up, I don't know. So some of the different crystal grids and shape intentions. Crystal grids are intentional layouts of stones arranged in a sacred geometric pattern, and different shapes can amplify the grid's purpose. So the center stone, you can use a sphere or a pyramid or a tower to radiate the grid's core intention. Directional points, place single terminated points facing outward or inward, depending on whether you're drawing energy in or sending it out. Like if you wanted to work with for global peace, you would maybe have a rose quartz in the center or a rhodonite, and then maybe some selenite points or clear quartz points going outward, or I'm actually even also getting like smoky quartz pointing outward for world peace. Another beautiful stone to work with the for the center would be chrysocolla. I love chrysocolla. It even looks like the earth, right? So that would be that representation of Mother Earth and balance and elements, earth, water, air, fire, and sending that energy to her. So you can send it outwards for peace or send it in. I'm actually feeling like it should be inwards, right? Like in towards the center stone if you're working for world peace, or you could send your love out, right? So it's really up to you with what you're feeling drawn to do. So I'm just going to check on some of the comments. Joe says, scrying with a geode is a lot of fun. It absolutely is. And Kathy asks if we have a book in the store that gives crystal grid instructions. I'm going to double check. We should have some, and I will make sure that that book or those books are in the online store. So we have had in the past. I'm not always at the front desk because I'm, doing sessions. I'm in sessions and stuff, but I will double check to see if we don't have one in the store, then I will take some photos. No, in the online store, there was one by Jolie DeMarco, and we might still have that in stock. I'll double check, but it's something I try to keep in store. Then connectors, double terminated crystals act as energetic bridges between grid components. So it's like a connector, almost like your extension cord, right? Then there are stabilizers like the cubes at the four corners of the grids to anchor and ground the energy. When creating a grid, be clear about your intention, healing, abundance, protection, clarity, and choose shapes and stones that correspond with your purpose. So here's a question: how to choose the right crystal shape for you? There's no one size fits all when it comes to crystal work. While general guidelines are helpful, your intuition is the most powerful guide. Notice what shapes you're drawn to. Trust the gut feeling you get when you're holding or viewing a crystal. Sometimes your energy knows what you need before your mind does. But if you're shopping online, you might wonder, how can I choose the right crystal if I can't hold it? I did want to put this in here because we do get this question a lot. At the Mystical Moon here, we intuitively hand select each crystal for our online shoppers. When you place your order, we tune into the energy and choose the piece that best aligns with your intention. And whether you're new to crystal work or building your collection, you can trust that your selection is chosen with care and intention. So we intuitively look at the name on the paper and then allow the energy, and think of that person, allow the energy to move us with the crystal selection. And so working with crystal shapes adds a deeper level of intention to your spiritual practice. Whether you're meditating, manifesting, protecting your space, or just seeking a little clarity, the right shape can make all of the difference. So explore the shapes in your collection or visit the store to find some new that support your journey. And so, maybe document also in your journal the different crystals you use for different intentions. You can also think about like the phases of the moon. Which new moon ritual do I want to work with, and what crystals am I guided? What is the moon in, right? Is it what's the sun sign? What's the moon in at this time, right? That can also help with your intention and formulating the energies that are just right for your intention. You're welcome, Kathy. All right. So, does anyone have any questions about the material, the top today's topic? Any thoughts, questions? Liz, you're welcome. Liz says, "Thanks for the gifts with my purchases. The stones have been helpful." You're very welcome. Very welcome, my friend. I hope you're liking that raven. I think you ordered a raven, that raven. Those ravens, those black onyx ravens have been so powerful. So, and popular. So that's something too I didn't talk about either. I didn't drop in because we could talk about this all day long. Then there are the different carved shapes, right? So say you want to work with your magical, intentional self, right? And working and traveling between, in the realms behind and within behind the veils. Um, Crow Raven can definitely help you, assist you with your journey, and you can hold that. You can put it in the center of your grid, and so on and so forth. Liz says she loves it. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying her. All right, my friends. So that's my presentation, my talk about crystal shapes. So hopefully it inspired you to take a look at what you have in your home and what you've been drawn to. Oh my gosh, there's so many different shapes. And they're also like the slabs. We have selenite slabs. I have had, we have little tiny shungite ones, and then we have angelite ones and selenite that you could create as like the block, right? The squares, the selenite squares, and work with gridding that way, with charging and blessing your intentions and your crystals. Then there are bowls where you can cleanse or have spirit support you, that crystal energy supports you with your intentions as well. All right. So are there any other questions around today's material? I am just looking here. I see in the Astro Lounge. I'm waiting with the delay to see if there are any other questions. And I see Angie's watching. Good morning, Angie. Good to see you. So if you can, if anyone has a question they would like me to answer, I'll be live until 11. And just type in the chat area your question, and we will see if what Spirit shares with us for today. And again, for the month of May, I am working with the Marchetti Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. And I think that I did not introduce the deck with my predictions, but oh well. I'm not redoing them. I feel like that was the message. It's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. And Joe says he's leaving for Oklahoma in 3 weeks on Sunday. Is there any info that I should be aware of from my journey? Trip is for work, but I have a lot of side quests planned. Oh, and I will be bringing back lots of rocks and crystals. So we're going to pull a card for you, my friend. All right. So you have the Queen of Cups. There's some type of emotional journey that I'm trying to find the right terminology, or the terminology that your guides want me to share. So I think that it will be like, I believe you'll enjoy the trip. However, there may be some stirrings that like emotionally, like some maybe unsettledness. And I have to ask you a question, because I'm so sure that you have explored different lifetimes and journeys. There's something about Oklahoma that the land, the soil creates just a little bit of, like a tug on your heart and your emotions. Joe, I think that in a past life, there was a battle that you were part of in Oklahoma in another lifetime. Hmm. Interesting. So, there is the cellular memory that I think that you may experience. Sometimes the identifying it, and it, it does feel. So I know you're probably going to mine for crystals. There's also very something shamanic about that practice. And your guides want me to remind you: don't forget to give an offering, or have an offering for the earth as you mine those crystals, which I do believe you do. But some earthy um, um, offering, like an herb or plant that the earth already has given up, or tobacco. Okay. All right. So Joe says Oklahoma is one of the anchor points for the new grid, and I have a lot of the red rock soil from there. And yes, about the battle. Okay. All right. Great. Just validating that for you. Thank you for sharing. Sherry Lynn has a question. It's Cheryl Lynn, excuse me. Is Canada Post going back on strike? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Let's pull one card. So right side up is yes, reversed is no. Possibly. This is a possibility. This is the world, and it's right side up. So there is a possibility that they may be going back on strike. I actually feel like you're already feeling that too, Sherilyn. Kind of feeling that too. So um I'm hearing your helpers say bring humor into all of this. And this is a message for all of us. And I'm thinking of that little girl meme where and I hope I don't offend anybody, but there's this meme where this little girl, she has this pink hoodie, not sweater, but yeah, like sweat jacket on, and it has a hood, and she's walking around, excuse my language. Oh, effing damn it. Oh, effing damn it. And I know that like sometimes that's what helps us with expressing what's going on, but that's kind of what I'm feeling with that situation, as well as other situations. Try to bring some humor into it, and acknowledge some of the frustration that you're feeling. Okay. Liz had a question. Scrying, do we just say what images we see in the crystal? Absolutely. You say them, you can record them, you can write it down, and set the space, my friend. So that would be maybe lighting sage or incense or palo santo, asking your helpers to help you with relaxing, getting into the mood, just like you would with a reading, right? Like if you were pulling cards for yourself or meditating, set the space, have your paper and pen nearby, and just kind of allow yourself to go on this journey and write down what you see. You don't have to interpret what it is, but then you might see some Morse code coming through, like, oh, okay, I'm starting to see a rhythm and understand what this is all about. Okay, I'm just reading my comments here. And Joe says, and I always leave stuff for the earth. Excellent. Angie has a question. Hi, Laurie. I feel stuck right now. Nothing moving with my career or love life. How do I get the momentum to get going again? And I do see Janet has a question about the Canada Post. So she says, thanks about the Canada. See, I love how we've been talking about this in circle, in community, whether you're online or in person, about how the collective and the community supports each other. So before I go on to the next question and the comments, it is magical being in circle and connection with others, because you will have some messages validated for you. There's an anchoring and an amplification of when you're in a group of like-mindedness and similar belief systems, and there's a common goal within that collective. So here's a question that was asked, and Janet says, I will mail a birthday card sooner than usual. So there is something within the group energy as well. Okay, so I do see Angie's question, and then also Regina wants to know about the best way to cleanse your crystals. So there are many different ways to cleanse your crystals. Some crystals you can run underwater. Some are soft, like selenite. You don't want to run them underwater. You can put them in a salt mixture with some herbs without water. That will help cleanse them. You can have them touching a piece of selenite. That will help cleanse them. You could use your intention. You could, with saying clear, 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 you could use sound like a bell or a drum or a tuning fork. Again, you can use prayers to ask Spirit, Archangel Michael, or my helpers or the light to help cleanse and clear this crystal. You can place different symbols on the crystals. Some people may even put them in some soil and bury them so that they go back to their natural state. I hope that helped. So my friend Angie, so she's feeling kind of stuck, and how do I get that momentum again? Excellent question, because lots of people are in that in-between mode. They're kind of like in that threshold. They haven't crossed over this way. They're still in this spot, and like they're like, which way do I go? A foot here, and I've got a foot there. So I'm going to pull a card for you. But before I look at the card, I'm going to your sacral chakra. First I went to your solar plexus, but I heard no, sacral. The sacral chakra, which is in that lower abdomen area, the reproductive area, the hip area, the lower back area. And the question for you is, what do you want? And are you sure that's what you want? What is it what are your intentions? And are you sure that's what you want? Or are you creating from an old familiar story? That's what I was hearing. So the sacral chakra is about passion and excitement. And when you think about moving forward, what gets you excited? Have you projected or thought about the future? What do you want to do? How do you want your love life to look? You're in the in-between space, because I feel like Spirit's saying, really sit with that question. It reminds me of when we want to either send a text message out when or an email when we're frustrated. And so then what do they say? To write it, erase it, write it again, and write it a few more times until you've moved through the trigger emotions. And when you're in a neutral space, that's what I'm suggesting for you. That's what Wall Spirit's suggesting. Okay, because you're kind of in the in-between space. What is it that you really want? Do you know what you want? Are you sure? Think about that, right? Okay. It reminds me of like that scenario when you have scissors and when you're younger and you want to run. Are you sure you want to run with those scissors? Yeah. I gotta go. I just feel like running, and it doesn't matter. I'm fine. But then you might fall. You might impale yourself, right? And most of us observing are saying, "Are you sure you want to do that?" So I feel like that's what your divine self, your spirit, is suggesting. Like, just think about it. What do you want? Are you sure that's what you want? Okay, so your card is the Three of Coins reversed, which is the Three of Pentacles reversed. What is going to bring you more of longer lasting manifestation goals? Like, what is it for long term? Can I if that's what I manifest based upon the here and the now, am I going to be okay with that long term? It's like when you're in a relationship and there's something that kind of annoys you a little bit, but you're like, I could deal with it. But then if you think about it 20 years later, or even a year or two later, you're like, yeah, I don't know if I can handle that anymore, because I compromised and I'm not cool with it, right? So that's where I kind of see, and that's that card validated, that three of coins, of pentacles reversed. So are you sure? What environment supports you? Are you sure that it's not you're bored, that you're not bored at this time? Let's get clear with what it is you love to do. Okay. I hope that that helped, Angie. You're welcome, Gina. Kaylee has a question. I have a crystal quartz that has a new crack in the middle, but it didn't break. Did it catch something? It might have adjusted some energy and amplified it. Crystals will change over time. They will change over time, even if they're polished. So, based upon the environment, right? The elements, the consciousness around us, that we hold, it can be influenced. I've seen crystals grow like the little phantoms, the points in the center. So it could have caught something, meaning, or it adjusted energy, it amplified energy, and maybe it needed to add that crack on the inside for you to scry and meditate with. And Angie says, thank you, Laurie. That all makes sense. You got it, my friend. Okay. So I'm going to pull a card for Kaylee. All right. I was just making sure no one was on in the group asking a question. All right, Kaylee, I'm going to pull one for you. Ta-da! You have the Ten of Coins reversed. So this is the Pentacle, the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's some an oasis, a mirage, a false sense of something. And it doesn't mean it's your doing, but there's a projection. So it might be that we thought that we're almost there with the achievement of a goal. And this is in your physical realm. So I don't necessarily feel like it's money or finances. I feel like it has to do with your home and the being able to settle in and ground. There's just something that I feel is not exactly what you thought it was, and you might have to do a little extra follow up. Listen to your intuition. So what's an example? Well, say you had the AC repair guy there and it's still not working. Don't be afraid to ask questions, to follow up, to say, I'm not sure, can you double check again? Could be a leaky faucet. It could be a piece of paperwork at home, but I feel like it has to do within your sanctuary. And if you rent somewhere, like with work wise, I just feel like something is just a little bit off, and it may not be exactly what it appears to be. And it reminds me of my friend, and she was at home, and she was home most of the day, and she would work from home, and everybody else in the home would, her husband and her daughter, they would go off to work. And she would say, I'm hearing running water. And then she brought the handyman out. No, her family's like, we don't hear anything. You're losing it. You got to get out of the house. Well, it turned out there was a pipe that leaked. And so she was saying, see, I told you, but she knew. So I kind of felt like there's something within that for you. Don't be afraid to speak up. Someone may feel like, no, it's all good, or say it's all good, or that's done. I feel like your intuition is like trying to tell you, like, no, I feel like something is off just a little bit. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, it's a negative thing. It just is listen to your intuition. And so the mirage, the oasis, is also like coyote energy. It may not be exactly as it appears to be. Okay? Just like listen. I know you're intuitive. Just pay attention. All right. So wait a moment, because I know there's a little bit of a delay here. Oh, you just found a nail in your tire. That's one of the things. That maybe it. There might be one other thing. It could be how they patch it too, right? Just if it maybe sometimes the patch is not exactly done properly. Just I know you know what to do. Okay. And I think that the main message from spirit is listen to yourself. Listen to your intuitive nudges and pulls, and the voice in your head, the voice in your heart. All right, my friend. So I'm going to be wrapping it up. And it was so good to connect with everyone. So good to connect with all of you. And I'm not sure what we'll talk about next week. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Kaylee says something tugged me a week ago. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, just listen to it, right? And I think that's for all of us to listen to that as well. All righty, everybody. So I'm going to be signing off, and it could be something else. Yeah, just listen to it. I feel like it's not the worst case scenario, my friend. So I'm going to be signing off. So I hope you all have a beautiful weekend and a fabulous week. And may the fourth, right? Make sure you say on May 4th, may the 4th be with you. And yeah, bring some humor and joy that helps raise our vibration with all the seriousness that we are all experiencing. And sometimes adulting is being serious. And what happened to the fun loving parts of us, right? Thank you, Liz. Thank you. You're welcome, friends. Have a great weekend, fabulous week. And thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.